Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Akil, and I watched Supergirl today, guys, and this was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. But unfortunately, like this course today, I was kind of disappointed and underwhelmed with this movie, guys. I didn't think it was bad or terrible, but I don't know. I feel like they could have done a lot better with it. So I'm just gonna jump right into this review and say for my pre-rating score that Supergirl is an okay movie. It's not the best thing ever, which is unfortunate, but here we go, guys. Yet again, another super movie that I was not the biggest fan of. But that's just me personally. I'm sure there'll be some people that like this movie for what it is, but like Superman was, yeah, I wasn't crazy on it. So yeah. Now getting into the story without really spoiling too much. If you've seen the trailers, you kind of know what this movie's about. And Kara teams up with this girl, and basically it's kind of a revenge film, but also kind of let's go save crypto type of film. And there's a race against time element to it, which does add to the stakes of the film and the length of the film in that regard. But unfortunately, the movie itself is just like I don't know, it felt very like basic in terms of what they were going for with the story. But yeah, that's really all I can say without spoiling too much. And if you've seen the trailers, you know that Lobo's involved. There's also Superman in the trailer, so that's not a spoil. And of course there's a villain too, so there's that. Now in terms of the positives of this movie, by far the highlight in my opinion is the characters. There are some characters in this movie, I should say, not all of them, some of the characters that are in this movie I do like. Kara, aka Supergirl, she has a similar personality to Star-Lord that I'm sure a lot of people are gonna notice that comparison. And I do like her personality, like she can be a bit like arrogant and egotistic, and doesn't really give a shit about a lot of things. But she also has a soft side to her when it really comes down to it. You know, uh, Ruth, Eve Ridley's character, in my opinion, she's like the heart and soul actually of this movie when you really think about it. And I really like what they did with the character. And I really like that it wasn't just a stereotypical, oh, I'm just tagging along. No, she actually had a badass side to her, which I actually did not mind at all. I thought that was pretty cool. Lobo is awesome. A lot of people are gonna love Lobo. I don't think it was like a scene steal in my opinion, but I do think he was great. And Crypto as well was lovable and adorable as always too. So there's that. But yeah, just those characters I either liked or loved. Another thing I liked was the action. It's a super movie, and I'm a sucker for seeing superhero movies. And when the action's done right, that's awesome. And this movie has some solid action in it. I wouldn't say it's like the best action ever when it comes to super movie, but it's pretty solid. I will say that. And finally, the third act of this movie, in my opinion, was a highlight as well. Like I really love how different it felt, especially compared to like not just superhero movies, but like other big like blockbuster movies as well. And yeah, I just like how for like the story, it felt very unique and kind of like original in a way. Like it wasn't just like, oh, the hero's gonna save the day. No, it was kind of a different take on it, and I love that about the third act. So shout out to the writer of the film and even the director Craig Gillespie or Gillespie, however you pronounce his name. I'm sorry. Now, going into the things I didn't like about this movie, the biggest problem I had, and I know I keep saying it, is the pacing. Oh well, at least one of the biggest problems. The pacing is definitely an issue in this movie for sure. Even though it's less than 2 hours, I don't think the runtime was that bad of a problem or that big of a problem. Basically, what I'm trying to say, the runtime wasn't that bad. But there are times it does slow down quite a bit and you do feel it. But I guess they had to slow down, but at times you do really feel the movie just slow down to a halt when not a lot is happening. So there's that. Another thing is the villain. My god, the villain, I really forgot the dude's name. He's so forgettable. He's just a generic one-note villain. In my opinion, Luthor had more personality loss in Superman than the villain in this movie did. And I wouldn't say Lobo is a villain. I don't want to really spoil it because if you've seen the trailers, you can kind of see them already kind of like teaming up in a way a bit. So yeah, so I wouldn't really say Lobo's like a full-on villain, I would say. And then finally is the story itself. The story felt very like mediocre, generic, cliched. It wasn't like a crazy plot in my opinion. Like there are superhero movies that do have a very cliched plot, but it's how they executed that really stands out. Like the Fantastic Four first steps. You have like Galactus coming to Earth, but you also have like other stuff in terms of like the family and how they interact with the situation. And because their family really hits hard, Thunderbolts had an interesting story for what it was. In my opinion, the story of this movie, has something that we've seen a million times before, but again, if it was executed better and much stronger, in my opinion, it would have been better, in my opinion. Like the third act at least had that going for it. It was a little bit different. I'll say that. But the rest of the movie, I don't know. In general, like the main objective of like the girl in this movie that Kara was teaming up with, as well as Kara, I don't know. I feel like they could have done something a little bit more with it. But overall, guys, I thought the movie was alright. I'm sure it's gonna do well for what it is, but I don't think it's gonna do as well as Superman last year. So overall, as a final score, I'll give Supergirl a 6 out of 10. But it's more of a 6.5 for me. Yeah, it's funny. My brother was like asking me what makes it a 6.5 and how do you get the point 0.5 different. I just know, okay, like for one, well, I did prefer this over Superman. I give that a 6 last year. And two, I just feel like there's some things that do really make it almost borderline a good movie, but it still is held back. So guys, that's it. Those are my thoughts on Supergirl. And also, I know I didn't announce my next anime yet because I was supposed to for Cowboy Bebop, but I actually forgot. That's more on me. And I also did not mention, actually no, I think I did mention I was going to see Supergirl as well. So there's that. But my next anime, what I'm going to do for the channel is actually going to be Rurouni Kenshin. Yes, I was debating if I should do that or My Hero Academia first, but I'm gonna do Rurouni Kenshin. It is another 90s anime, but it's slightly longer. Actually, is it 90s or 2000? I think it's wait, 90s. Yeah, so there's that. And then after that, I'll probably do Full Metal. I mean, I'll do My Hero Academia, then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So yeah, that's the plan for this year, guys. But that's it, guys. That's all I'm gonna say for now. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My name's Akil, otherwise known as the Comic Director, and I'm signing out.